All right, October 14th, you versus Charlo. Tell me a bit about that battle. Oh, now we're hearing it.
Yeah. Now you just woke me up. Nah, man. It's my time to show and prove, man. You know, fighting for the world title, something I always dreamed of since I was, since I first started boxing. And, you know, there's no better way of winning the title than taking it from somebody. You know, a guy like, Charlo, some might think, he's one of the best in the weight division. But right now, just overall, we got a great card because you don't have a name that you always mention when you mention the best in the 154-pound division. So I can't wait to, just show and prove and have people having the world scream my name after this one.
Have you seen anything in his styles that you could take advantage of without being too specific? Is it something that you've seen in him watching tapes where you're like, God damn?
Of course. And I've been watching both brothers for a while. I've seen them for a while. And October 14th, man, I just want everybody to tune in and see how I make this fight easy. Cool, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Jermell Sports Network coming to you live. How is everybody doing on this morning? I'm pumped. I know you all are pumped, but it's fight week. The fans are ready. The fighters are ready. The promoters got everything ready. We have this fight with Charlo, Jermell Charlo, that is, taking on the Hammer and Erickson Lubin. I'm pumped up, man. I'm excited. I'm ready for this fight. I'm really looking forward to seeing what we're going to see from both guys because both of these guys are really good fighters in my eyes. Charlo does a lot of things well. Erickson Lubin does a lot of things well. And the fact that both of these fighters are really good at this stage in their careers set us up to have a really good fight come October 14th when these two guys go at it. Now, who will win? I want to know what's your take and who you think will win this fight. Today, we're going to do a full fight preview real quick, go over the tail of the tape of both of these fighters, and we're going to see come October 14th who wins. Now, in talking about these guys, when we talk about Erickson Lubin, because Lubin just made some comments, if you was paying attention and listening, Lubin made some comments to where he was talking about Jermell Charlo making this fight look real easy against Jermell, right? And he also stated in a full interview that he did that Jermell is a paper champion. And the reason why he said he's a paper champion is because he don't think he really faced any good competition in a division. But when we talk about Erickson Lubin, the Hammer, he's been a professional since 2013. He has a really deep amateur pedigree, really good amateur pedigree, and at the same time, he's been great as a professional. 18-0, 13 knockouts. I saw him fight in his last fight live when he fought Jorge Cota on the Keith Thurman Danny Garcia undercard in Brooklyn at the Barclays Center. And Erickson Lubin, he put on a show. He's a really good guy. He's a southpaw, so he's very slick, and that left hand is very powerful from Erickson Lubin, and we saw that if you go and check out the highlights when he fought Jorge Cota, when he did the squat and then came back with the left hand, was very beautiful. But that's Erickson Lubin. 70 rounds as a professional. And when you try to put that, against Charlo got it like 180-something rounds as a professional, I believe. So the experience factor, when you think about it, as far as a professional is concerned, Charlo has the edge. But Erickson Lubin, as far as the skill set is concerned, is Erickson Lubin in you all eyes, is he better than Charles Hatley? Because Charles Hatley is a really good fighter, right? Really good fighter. And at the same time, when you think about it, what is it that I could say Lubin is going to do that is going to make this fight be as good as it's going to be, right? As far as skill set, when you watch Erickson Lubin fight, like I said, he's a very slick southpaw who does some things very, very well, who keeps himself out of distance in order to take certain shots that guys try to land who are orthodox fighters. You have to go and study film on Erickson Lubin. Now, when we talk about Charles Hatley and his career, I'm not saying that these two guys are the same fighter, but Charles Hatley was undefeated when he came into the ring against Charlo. And Charles Hatley was making a lot of noise as far as how good he is and what it is that he can do that other fighters may not have the ability to do against Charlo. Now, when you talk about the rest of Charlo's record or opponents in which Lubin said he's a paper champion, if you go down the list, I mean, he fought John Jackson for the vacant WBC title in a fight that he won. But, I mean, kind of when you look at it, you see Gabriel Rosado, who's there, who gives everybody a tough fight, right? But then again, when you keep looking, it's like, okay, I don't know any of the names. Of course, they have multiple wins as far as 35-1. I think Baines, Martino Cyan, I really don't know who that guy is. Just being honest, I don't know. You all may know. But I don't know of any of the opponents that he faced. But when we talk about Erickson Lubin, he has the same thing, you know. I don't think Erickson Lubin has faced any top opponents as of yet besides facing Charlo. But Charlo has the experience because he's faced fighters with a little bit more experience than the fighters that Erickson Lubin faced. And it don't matter if I know them or not, but just looking at his pedigree, I mean, I'm not gonna say every fight he took was an easy fight at all. Period. Maybe the Deshaun Johnson fight, a guy who got 8 losses. You know, you could talk about that for a little bit. But outside of that, everybody else got a winning record. Gabriel Rosado gives everybody a tough fight. He gave Triple G a tough fight. You know? But when we talk about this fight as a whole, it's going to be really good. And we're going to get to the tail of the tape. And in the tail of the tape, when you look at these fighters, like I said, Erickson Lubin, 18-0 with 13 knockouts, 72% as far as knockouts are concerned. Both fighters weigh 154 pounds in the super middleweight division. But when you look at the height, Charlo has the advantage in the height, right? He's a little bit taller than Lubin. But Lubin has the reach advantage, 74.5-inch reach to Charlo's 73-inch reach. And then the age, reason why a lot of people say that this fight is too early for Lubin is because, for one, he's 21 years old. He's very young, and he could continue to build. But when you have an opportunity of this magnitude and you're the mandatory, he's the mandatory. It's not like they're just giving him this fight. This guy's the mandatory for the WBC title, and he put himself in that position. No matter how he got there, we could sit here and ask questions all day long. How fighters make it to mandatory positions. Hell, you can ask why Bermain Stavern made it back to a mandatory position for the WBC after he's already lost, you know, to Deontay Wilder. You can ask those questions. So with the WBC and as far as mandatory goes and all of that, it's just another story within itself. But with this fight in particular, I mean, this is a really good fight. And I'm glad that we're getting this fight. But I believe, I don't know how much southpaws pose as a problem or a threat to Jermell Charlo. I don't know for sure. But what I do believe is that this is going to be probably one of the best fights of the year. Now, we've had some really good fights this year. Really, really good fights. But like I said, this fight right here alone is going to be perhaps one of the best fights that we've seen in a long time. Now, Jermell, the last southpaw he did face, I can say this, was Charles Hatley, and he knocked him out and put him to sleep. Is the same thing going to happen to Erickson Lubin? That I don't know. It remains to be seen. But October 14th, make sure you tune in. It will be going down. Erickson Lubin taking on Jermell Charlo for the WBC 154-pound title. And you're going to have that coverage here, post-fight, live on Jeremy Sports Network. This is Jeremy Sports Network signing out. You guys have a wonderful day, and we'll be back with more. I'm on to the next one. I'm out. Peace.